Remember to check out Patreon. Videos uploaded every Friday. Today we're going to do John Podesta. Let's get started.
It was done over the advice of senior Justice Department officials, and I think that
just a little bit of while he is talking, his body is moving. He's in a very submissive position, if you can't tell. His shoulders are down, he's hunched over forward, and then he shakes.
This was an unprecedented action. It broke with
Did you see that little, like his shoulders went one way and the torso went the other way, and just like a little seizure almost.
Jake, look, this was an unprecedented action. It broke with
There he goes.
Policy of...
That is a body that does not like singing together. If it doesn't look right, more than likely it ain't right.
And, I think that the Justice Department has had a long tradition of not interfering in election, coming 11 days before.
He is concentrating quite a bit in this interview. He keeps opening his mouth.
He might have taken the first step of actually having looked. If they're not significant, they're not significant. So he might have taken the first step of actually having looked at them before he did this in the middle of the presidential campaign, so close to the voting.
People in general, when they see a person who is mentally unwell, the person who is mentally unwell gives off signals that they are not mentally well. Sometimes they are slight, and sometimes it's really loud mental illness to the point of their looks. Their ears are too low. They have all the hallmarks of Down syndrome. And naturally, you avoid Down syndrome as any kind of mate or exclusive friend. They're more like people that you take care of, and not to down them in any way, but more like a pet, and understood that they have to be taken care of. Then you have the mental illness where they have higher thinking, but the mentality is they're dangerous. There's something wrong with them. I have to watch my back. We've already pointed out how his body sings in seizures. It's all over the place. Watch this.
In the first step of actually having looked at them.
Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Before he...
Constantly ticking. Now watch the mouth.
Did this in the middle of
It never closes. I know that seems really insignificant that his mouth does not close. But when you speak, you control your airflow not only with your vocals, but with your tongue and with your lips. And he has a very loose mouth. He's ticking in his eye. His mouth is extremely loose. He's jerking all over the place in seizure with his unrhythmic talking. And he's concentrating really hard to talk.
Of the presidential campaign, so close to the voting.
Because he doesn't close his mouth, he's drooling a lot, which is why he keeps licking himself. He's bringing the slobber back in. Now, the reason why people would look at him as someone dangerous to have around for mentally unhealthy is because this is a weak mind, easily led down a path to hurt other people. That is not an excuse for anything that he has done. It's just another token in your basket to recognize this kind of individual.
Not that they haven't read any of them. Obviously, the FBI agents who stumbled upon them read some of them and determined them to be pertinent, and then realized they didn't have.
Do you know that?
That's according
to
the report.
It's
according to. I'm telling.
He just got upset. Do you know that, Jake? Do you know that, Jake? And watch as he is shaking.
They didn't know anything in the emails. They stumbled upon them, found that they seemed to be pertinent to the Clinton.
Shaking and licking. We're gonna, as we go through this, we're gonna find out what does he have in his mental arsenal that has allowed him to climb to the positions that he's climbed. He is unhinged. I mean, just the little bit of seeing, definitely someone that normally would creep other people out. You know, just as an exercise for yourselves, try and talk without actually closing your mouth at all. Leave your bottom jaw loose, and you're going to find out how much lava you come out in your mouth, and why it is so odd that he doesn't close his.
You're assuming a lot of facts that we don't know. Here and speculate and put facts into the record based on...
I'm not speculating, sir.
And he said that with a straight face. He's talking about this email server, and Jake has drawn out the fact of the Podesta emails where Podesta talks about the server with Tandem. The one that spread around where Tandem said, has that person that said she could use it been drawn and quartered, in their conversation of it. And they're going to watch his response.
Had taken the steps and looked at it, if one would have definitely made a different decision.
You saw his little shimmy shake in his head. He's literally mentally trying to shake it off.
One would have definitely made a different decision, but it happened. I think it was at the beginning it was just done for convenience, but at the end of the day, it was a major problem. I think, as I told you, I think she's learned from it. I've worked with her closely in this campaign. She takes hard advice. She's not, she
takes hard advice, but his head goes down in like that no diagonal. She takes hard advice. No, she doesn't.
She respects people who will get up in her...
Did you see this? Respects people, and he's got his head jerking the other way? Now, we've seen him shimmy and shake, and his body does not like him talking. But now his head is having literal seizures over what he's saying.
Face, and I think that the reason I've kind of survived through the whole campaign is because that's the kind of person I am.
And he shuts his mouth. That's the kind of person I am, and then clamp down. It's as if he has stated something that he knows is not true. And the spirit cooking and the nastiness of it is vile. And we're definitely very sure that Podesta is involved. Very, very sure from the emails. He is the kind of personality that I would expect to be doing something like that. It puts him in an in crowd. Puts him in a crowd that makes him feel like he has power, because as we're watching him speak, he obviously has none. And now I sit there and I think, well, maybe he's in the position that he's gotten after watching how weak he is, that he's doing things with the right group of people that gives him that power. If you're not aware of it, I don't remember which Clinton wrote the book, whether it was Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton, that talked about their love of doing voodoo magic and how they like getting controlled by the spirits. This is an interview with Podesta the day of the final presidential debate. And he is extremely submissive in this one. The crowd is really yelling, CNN sucks, lock her up. I have to mute them because they're very, very loud. Talk about a bomb going off at CNN. But look, this entire interview, besides the fact that he's got a screaming crowd behind him, he is in such a submissive demeanor. You know, even though this crowd is here, and if you can't tell, they're Trump supporters, Wolf over here has more assertiveness, and he is, well, he's not technically standing, but he's standing against the crowd, even chanting CNN sucks, you're liars, make America great. He, on the other hand, did not stand up. I mean, we're going to go to another video, a much older one, and even though he's wearing shoulder pads, he still isn't standing tall. He's still a very weak, submissive male. He wants to disclose UFOs. I mean, he tries to stand up, but he just can't keep it. It's a very submissive male. Usually, when you find someone this submissive and the extremeness of their submissiveness that they never get out of being submissive, just, good Lord, I don't know how old Podesta is, but he's got some years on him. A healthy mind, after the abuse has stopped, will heal and will start protecting itself and start making decisions that are better. Whereas looking at Podesta, he's still in the submissive state. He doesn't make very good decisions. He does things that he looks for to give him power, and those are spirit cooking, would suggest that he's an abuse victim, a long-term abuse victim. If you saw, those of you who saw the Patreon video will understand what I mean of this mentality. And he just represents one of the bad effects. That is not an excuse for him. It's just an observation. Now, it wouldn't be a Podesta video if I didn't put in the night that he came out to tell everybody to go home, and then the rumor circulated of him getting his butt beat by Clinton. Or attacked, whichever way you want to say it. He comes out, he's not smiling. He's really unsure of himself at this moment. You look as his face through here. Sit there and see if we can watch it in motion before the camera cuts out.
Thank you.
And then he forced a smile.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's almost a frown.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're watching him take a deep breath. It goes so fast from his path to the podium that we get to see to when he starts his fakeness of smiling to the crowd. You know, his eyes are not open in brightness. His mouth, even though he's got smile lines here, his lips, the corners, are in a straight line. Very stressed.
Okay.
And he right there, he's about to smile to get that crowd, his fakeness going. Everything's okay. Don't worry. But he's very unsure of his position. Very unsure of this podium. And when I say position, I meant his ability to interact with a large crowd. And I would think, you know, if it's true, which there are pretty good reports that he was attacked, it would explain why he is even more unsure of his position.
Thank you.
All right, let's look at it in normal mode.
Well, folks, I know you've been here a long time, and it's been a long night, and it's been a long campaign.
And he's starting to stutter. And he's having a hard time keeping the smile up. That frown just really wants to come through.
But I could say we can wait a little longer, can't we? We're still counting votes, and every vote should count.
And another stutter. And every vote should count. Stutter isn't necessarily... It can be a pause in your speech that is not natural. The house, the car, that stutter of the brain.
Several states are too close to call, so we're not going to have anything more to say tonight. So listen to me.
Listen to me. This is a very weak individual. I mean, very weak.
Everybody should head home. You should get some sleep. We'll have more to say tomorrow. I want you to know, I want every person in this hall.
You see, he keeps opening his mouth to speak, to let it out. Very unsure. He is painful to watch and very weaselly. There's a reason why they call these people weasels. Because of their shimmy, and their shaking, and their seizures, and their wiggling, trying to get out of it.
I want you to know, I want every person in this hall to know, and I want every person across the country who supported Hillary to know, that your voices and your enthusiasm means so much to her and to Tim and to all of us.
He's still not smiling.
We are so proud of you.
He didn't smile on that one either. It's like the cheerleader who came out to cheerlead and had no idea what they were doing.
And we are so proud of her. She's done an amazing job, and she is not done yet. So thank you for being with her. She has always been with you. I have to say this tonight. Good night. We will be back. We'll have more to say. Let's get those votes counted, and let's bring...
All his hand movements, he's just cheerleading the crowd. Well, what can we say about Podesta? You really have to just look at government. And how did they get these people in? How do you get a family that is in control of so much, and those that were in charge didn't stop them? And then they bring in even sicker individuals, and the corruption just explodes. And now we see the kind of people that they were going to continue to bring in. Podesta being one of them. His mental illness and his sickness, and these are the type of people she surrounded herself with. Well, if you liked it, leave a like. If you liked the content, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.